you stop it! He lost sight of it! Christmas! The wraparound! It's over!
Hello, everybody. I'm Grant Fluff from Fletcher Sports Zone. Welcome to Season 4, Episode 14 of the Powerskateshow, where today we got another pre-record on Saturday afternoon, but we will still give you guys the weekly hockey news as per usual. And before we dive on in, let's introduce Alex.
Quickest intro that I've ever seen. Way to go, Grant. Anyway, how's it going, everyone? Welcome to Season 4, Episode 14 of your favorite hockey talk show in all North America, the Powerskateshow. We got some important trade news. I'll give you a hint. The jersey that I have, you can tell the colors, but I'm not going to say it. We will get to that. I promise we will get to it. Anyway, Grant, how is your amazing week with all of fantastic hockey news?
Oh, well, it's been a pretty good week, I'd say. Yeah, we had a couple of retirements. A certain someone returned to the Coyotes, who ended up giving them their first win of the year. We have a retired jersey. Alex Ovechkin set a record last night. All that and more. It'll be here. And obviously, the ginormous blockbuster trade that may include a certain someone we've mentioned on the show before. Yeah, we'll get to all of that. Many times. And no, it's not Kirill Kaprizov.
Thank God, because if Kaprizov was on the trade block, we have to return the push for Kaprizov.
Yes.
But we made a new hashtag, which was anonymous push for blank. We will get to it. And with that, let's do some advertising. What do you guys say?
Advertising.
But first, we have to give someone a round of applause who saved the Powerskate show. We've got 1.3 followers. It's about time.
Yay.
Now we have to give someone some credit who saved the Powerskate show. But the post that we will get to, Sabres trade. Oh, wait, hold on. We're not done. Fletcher Sports Zone saves Powerskate show. He saved Powerskate from a collab version. And if you guys do not follow Fletcher Sports Zone, that is your Powerskate show fan requirement.
Yep. Got to sign the contract. You watch Powerskate show, you got to follow Fletcher Sports Zone on Instagram. That's part of the requirement here.
Yes. Who got traded?
Yep. That's unreal.
I have to cue your name too. Congratulations, Jack Eichel. You're now free for the clown show does the Buffalo Sabres. You've been free to go to Vegas who has a ton of recent success, and then you'll have the time of your life in Vegas with all the light shows. You're gonna wear the golden bucket. You'll see the drummers and the crazy band, and you will skate through the night helmet on the ice.
Yeah. It's going to just be so refreshing seeing Eichel not in a Sabre uniform. This is the part of his career where he's finally out of Buffalo. He gets traded to a contender. He's about to get re-signed when his contract expires and make some dough. Let's put it to you that way. Eichel last year, 18 points in 21 games. There is no surprise. I don't even read off his stats. We know the talent's there. We knew the reason why Eichel was struggling, why he was upset, it's because he's with the Sabres. Now he's gone. Come back with that injury. He'll be coming back around the same time Pacioretty, his wingman, is coming back. And Vegas is looking outright scary. You know, I thought at the beginning of the year, oh, the Avalanche, they could win the Stanley Cup, or the Lightning, they may win the Stanley Cup. If Vegas at the trade deadline can improve their defense, Vegas 100% the cup contender. That's going to be where all their injuries come back. And again, as long as that defense stays stable and as long as Robin Leonard continues to play well enough like he did last year, Vegas could easily win the Stanley Cup this year. What's the team? Who's going to beat them in the East other than maybe the Lightning? I don't know, man. I think Vegas could easily be the cup contender when the playoffs roam around. This was the trade of the season. And
or the transaction of the year, probably.
Transaction of the year, most certainly. I don't know if Eichel getting traded was going to top it, and especially for how huge the trade was, I don't think it's going to be topped. Now for Buffalo's side, obviously Eichel and a pick going to Vegas. Sabres getting a pick back, 2 picks back, along with Alex Tuch and Peyton Krebs. Krebs. Krebs already playing in the AHL, but he is their long-term project now that Eichel's gone. And Alex Tuch, that's not a player you give up in an Eichel trade, or you acquire rather if you're Buffalo. You know, he's not a player you acquire when you're trading someone like Jack Eichel away, but they got the good prospect. They got the high draft picks, and they have a decent winger for the next 2-3 years. All in all, it wasn't an awful trade. Vegas absolutely wins the deal. Buffalo doesn't get an awful end. They definitely could have gotten more, I feel, rather than Tuch. If I was Buffalo, I would have asked for Marchessault, but that's just me.
Yeah. I mean, listen, and speaking of Eichel, he finally got surgery.
Yes, I know. It's about time. Look what happens when you have team doctors that care. It's a miracle.
Yeah, and here I'm gonna break down with the pros and cons for this trade. I'll give you the pros. We've been hearing for the past year. If you guys have been watching Powerskateshow during the pandemic that we started, we've been talking about Eichel pretty much every single episode. We've been hearing a ton of rumors. Think about our sportscaster heydays. We've been doing our articles. What's that website? Tecmo Hole. Me and Ingrid have been talking about Jack Eichel throughout our multiple articles. We've been talking about where Jack Eichel is landing to. Our first team that we've been discussing is Eichel to Hollywood.
Yeah, I thought originally he was going to go to the Kings, and I thought the Kings could have done it too with such a young defensive core. They had the pieces, but well, I guess not.
Yeah, Eichel to Anaheim. That would be in that would make sense. But
that would make sense, but I don't. Anaheim didn't want to trade anyone.
Yeah, but like who would you give up? Silverberg?
Raquel? I mean, if I was Buffalo, I would have asked for Zegras, but
That would not.
Listen, the Sabres would have been lucky if they got Raquel.
We've been seeing rumors about Eichel going to Colorado, like we mentioned a couple seconds ago. We've been hearing Eichel going to Boston.
That was my big one. And of course, since Eichel was a Massachusetts native, he was practicing with the Bruins multiple times during the offseason. So I'm thinking like, okay, Cassidy's talking to him. He's gonna work a trade that's gonna happen. Like the Bruins gonna trade away like 2 firsts, Jack Staninka and like Matt Grzelcyk for Jack Eichel. That's what I would have done. But you want to know what? Don Sweeney and Bruce Cassidy, they can do the things. They can pretend that Charlie Coyle is a solid second line center, and they can get eliminated in the first round of the playoffs because that's how the Bruins work. They are so opposed to making blockbuster moves. They had Eichel in their grasps. He was only at the practice facility.
And
I just think they didn't want to pay Eichel once his contract expired. I think that was the main issue why Boston didn't acquire him.
Yeah, and we also heard Eichel to the Rangers.
That was a possibility, but a little bit far-fetched. I think the Sabres would have asked for either Zibanejad or Kreider, and again, I don't really think the Rangers wanted to make that move if that's what Buffalo was asking for.
Yeah, and if you talk in the Krebs perspective, Krebs is a good touch on. For Tuck is on the cons perspective. Because, like, Tuck is someone who you can pretty much build a team around for Vegas. Yes, I know Krebs has yet to play in the NHL, but I'll say this. Krebs has a ton of upside potential.
Yeah.
And Vegas, and I understand why did they move Krebs because the team is stacked. He might be in the AHL like he might be on the Mike Scarbosa level if you're talking about some transactions or is there any room to the NHL roster? If you had Krebs in the NHL, you would literally be scratched like 80% of the season.
Yeah. You got to play your now new number one prospect besides Owen Powers in the AHL. You just got to do it.
Yeah. All right, moving on.
And also, I just realized I would have found the perfect mock trade the Bruins could have sent to Eichel. 2022 first, 2022 third, 2023 fifth, Brandon Carlo, and a top prospect.
Interesting.
Bruins, what are you doing? I would have gave up Carlo and picks any day for Jack Eichel, but whatever.
My mock trade if Buffalo for Boston, Eichel, Ullmark. Well, it would be before the expansion and free agency in the draft.
Okay.
Ullmark, Eichel, Rasmus Asplund or Appland.
Oh yeah.
To Boston for Grzelcyk, Carlo, Vakainen, and a 2022 second and a 2023 second round pick.
The draft picks don't hurt there, but what does hurt is losing the majority of your young defensemen besides McAvoy. Yeah, I could see the Bruins obviously giving up either Grzelcyk or Carlo and definitely Vakainen, but I don't think they would have traded both Grzelcyk and Carlo. Because then you literally just have McAvoy, and you're going to have to rush Jacob Zaborov's development, and you're going to have to either sign someone on free agency or trade for someone, or have a cap hit like Chris Russell.
he should be our nostalgia of the week.
He should be our nostalgia of the week someday soon. No. The Bruins would have to get like Dennis Seidenberg or Johnny Boychuk out of retirement if they did that trade.
Or bring back Dennis Weidman.
Dennis Weidman, Adam McQuaid, all the old Bruin defensemen.
Or bring back Chelios. I'll say that.
Oh, Chris Chelios. Oh, maybe if they did trade away all those defensemen, like you were saying, maybe Chara would have came back. Oh, great.
All right. Speaking of retirements, we have to give someone a round of applause. First ever Minnesota Wild draft pick.
That's right.
And a 2014 Stanley Cup champion with your Los Angeles Kings, Marian Gaborik.
Unreal career for Gaborik. First ever Wild draft pick. But really, he was always good on the Wild, but it was when he joined the Rangers was when he was at his best years. 2012 and 2013, this guy was on fire. I think he made the All-Star game in 2012.
He did.
Yeah, and this guy was just insane on the Rangers, helping out the first 2 years of Chris Kreider and having, Derek Stepan down the middle. Oh, my goodness. And then eventually when Rick Nash came along, we get to Rick Nash later on. But, oh, my goodness. Just having that entire Rangers team was fun to watch. Unfortunately, New Jersey, Boston, and LA was better. And ironically, Gaborik, of course, 2014 Cup winner with the Kings, beat the Rangers that year. I think he even scored a couple of goals in that series now that I'm remembering. But congrats on a great career for Marian Gaborik. Hall of Fame, maybe. But I wouldn't be surprised if Minnesota retires his number in the upcoming years.
Yeah, let's have this discussion. Should Marian Gaborik be in the Hall of Fame? Yes, and here's why I'm going to do the yes and no.
Yeah, I'll kind of give my reasoning for each reason too. Yeah.
On the yes perspective, he has won a Stanley Cup. Obviously, he's been a franchise icon with the original Minnesota Wild before Mikko Koivu.
Right.
Scored the first goal in Minnesota Wild history, which I did not know until right now. He actually played 1,000 career games.
Yep.
Over 800 points. Over 400 goals and assists. And over 100 power play goals. So that means that you're on a Hall of Fame perspective. If you want to take a look at the awards, he only wins the Stanley Cup. I thought he won the Rocket Richard or the Calder Trophy, but I think he was a runner-up. He's been well efficient. He has recorded 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 seasons with over 50 points. Sorry if I'm taking too long.
And also not to mention a couple other seasons he was in the high 40s.
Yeah.
He was a point maker.
2 seasons over 80 points. That should be a Hall of Fame conversation. And I'm not saying like he should be in the Hall of Fame immediately, like if Ovechkin retires. That's a different story.
Yeah, there's certain players that can sneak into the Hall of Fame a few years from now, and someone's just like, oh, first ballot, they're in. Well, some guys, like in Marian Gaborik's case, they're not going to be first ballot, but certainly a Hall of Fame career indeed, thanks to those statistics Alex provided. I do agree. I think Marian Gaborik should be a Hall of Famer as well. First ballot, no, wait a few years. But, it's really going to be interesting who makes the Hall of Fame first, Gaborik or Mikko Koivu.
Yeah.
Battle the two Wilds there. And honestly, I'm kind of leaning towards Gaborik. Here's my one issue with Gaborik, though, why I still think he'll make the Hall of Fame, but he wasn't first ballot. Quick decline. In 2015, he registered 47 points with the Kings. After that, his season point high total was 22. And that was the previous year, or the year prior. And really, it's this quick decline that I think is going to make him not first ballot, which kind of stinks. But overall, I do think Gabrick will be in the Hall of Fame eventually. You know, I'd say give it 8-9 years. He should definitely be in there again. The guy is a wild and honestly Ranger icon too, if you think about it. And even with the Kings, he was a very solid role player. I say for Gabrick, Hall of Fame, gotta wait a little bit though.
Yeah, and here's why for the no. Yes, the decline really took a serious toll, but around surrounding the winning the Stanley Cup,
right?
He's pretty much on bad teams, which I will admit. Yes, he should be in the Hall of Fame for getting the highest points on a mediocre team. And he's been in the playoffs for 7 times.
Yep, sounds about right.
So the stats really may not matter on this case, but it has to be where does it stand?
Yeah, because he was on some abysmal Wild teams, as you'd expect. Yeah, he was good on the Rangers and Kings, but what did he leave for? I know he was on Ottawa and Tampa Bay for a little bit. He didn't do much there. He was on Columbus for that 1 year where he did next to nothing. Guy, he was surrounded on some pretty awful teams, which is unfortunate. And again, maybe if he had those years with the Rangers, like with the Kings instead of the Wild or Rangers, then maybe he'd get a little bit more credit too. Because remember, those Ranger teams were stacked. He was not the only potential future Hall of Famer on those teams. I don't know. It's definitely an interesting conversation. Whereas, should a player be in the Hall of Fame or not? I mean, I'm just thinking off of recent retirements, is Marian Gaborik has more of a chance of making the Hall of Fame than someone like Travis Zajac? Yes. Yeah. But again, it all depends on who's on the ballot and how long he's got to wait for.
Yeah. I think if we're talking about Gaborik's Hall of Fame recognition, he will get the recognition he deserves, basically. I think he has to wait between 5 to 7 years to get the recognition he deserves.
Yeah, I'd say about 7 will probably be a good recognition because you have to wait, at least 4 to get inducted in the Hall? I think you got to wait at least 4 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, probably in about 5 to 7 in that range. That sounds about right.
All right, next, we got our returning Nostalgia of the Week for the second time in 3 weeks, I believe.
Oh, boy.
I think that the third or fourth time been our Nostalgia of the Week, Scott Wedgwood.
I mean, hey, got claimed off of waivers by Arizona and helped them win their first game. Like I was saying last week, this isn't what I wanted, however. I was preaching last week I wanted Scott Wedgwood to get claimed by a team who has a solid defense. Other than Jacob Chipchirin, what is solid defense on the Coyotes? And there is none. And, yeah, I think he's going to succeed more than he did with New Jersey because he's just going to have more opportunities in Arizona. But, again, he's been dealing with awful defenses his entire career aside his time with Tampa Bay. And that's when he really showed as a prospect, hey, he may actually be something. He even shown the Devils a few times that he could be decent. It's just Arizona has such a bad defense, and I'm afraid, again, his stat sheet and his advanced statistics are going to look like outliers because he's not bad. It's the team he's playing on that's bad and making his stats look tremendously worse than what they already are.
Yeah. I mean, Scott Wedgwood, been on multiple teams. I mean, I'm glad he got the first one in his first game. I'll say that.
Yeah.
Here's my question: is this gonna be the team that he's gonna last longer? Probably not.
Probably not. I mean, Wedgwood seems like a guy who's always going to be a revolving door. He's always going to be on a different team a couple years from now. He's waiver bait. That's what he is. He's a decent goalie where if a team's like, hey, our goalie's injured, or oh, hey, our goalie in the AHL isn't developing properly, or oh my goodness, our backup goalie isn't, being as good as he was projected to. Wedgwood is the definition of waiver bait, and that's what drives me crazy. Because, again, I feel like this guy has talent. But, there's a lot of waiver baits in the league. Like Blake Como plays on waivers yesterday. He's another one that's waiver bait. A lot of these guys who are usually put on waivers are waiver bait.
Right.
Louis Eriksson last year, waiver bait. Why? Because he had a bunch of good years a bunch of years ago. But for Wedgwood's case, he's still in his mid-20s, and he's just not getting a chance because of terrible teams.
Oh, wow. I thought he's older than that.
Wedgwood? I thought he was 26.
I thought he was like 32.
No way. He's not 32. He's 29. Okay. We were kind of wrong on that. He was 29. I thought he was like 27, but 26, 27. He's 29. The time glasses run as sand on Scott Wedgwood. Honestly, yeah, this you'll probably be on somewhere else after Arizona, but that's basically after Arizona. Whatever team picks him up, most likely off waivers, that is his do or die chance to survive in the NHL.
And we're not going to chant KHL for Wedgwood.
No KHL for Wedgwood. Just he's either going to be a backup or AHL guy.
He deserves a whole career with no slander to the
That's
game.
right. Deserves a whole career of no slander because every single team he was put on was awful. That's right.
And we got Cue the Moon Revolution. Oh yeah. Sorry. I thought the Blue Jackets win in Chicago when I saw that, but anyway, Blue Jackets right wing Patrick Laine plays on IR and will miss 4 to 6 weeks with a oblique strain.
If Columbus season couldn't get any worse, it does here. Laine this center just sucks. I think it was your first line center. He had 10 points in 9 games. He was doing everything right, but unfortunately the injury bug comes around. And just very unfortunate, really, for Laine. Again, having a great season, playing on that first line.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Columbus is going to struggle without their winger, and it's shown.
Mm-hmm. All right, next. I forgot to bring my goal horn with me. Oh wait, hold on. I think I have a better solution. Before we get to, I'll say my. Hold on. It's an AHL team.
Ooh, that's right. This is very interesting.
It's loading, right? Yeah. Is it loading? Oh, there we go.
There we go.
And we got you the goal horn. Oh yeah. I'm actually muted, so anyway. Honk! Anyway.
You don't have to. You don't have to. When in doubt, just say honk when you don't have the goal horn ready.
All right. The Kraken have announced their AHL affiliate, the Coachella Valley Firebirds. They'll have their inaugural season in 2022-23. That's my senior year in high school. Let's go. And a new 9,918 seat arena. I'm gonna stop sharing with that. Let's review the the logos, shall we?
Oh, yeah.
And
The logo looks sick, in my opinion.
And before we share, we're gonna have to give credit on a website called sportslogos.net, one of the best sports websites in the game.
We're free advertising again.
Yes, sir. The Coachella Valley Firebirds. Let's look at the primary logos. The primary logo. If this is gonna cooperate, I guess.
Oh,
there
you can see it.
You see it? All right. There we go. Now can you see it? All right. W or L with this logo?
This is massive dub. Looks sick. Just such a nice bird, such nice color scheme. Looks great.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this is a W because I love that the logo has the flames with the bird. It looks like a Capitals logo, the eagle with waving his wings. But I'm gonna say that a W. Love the colors, and I really love to see it on NHL 23 next year. I'll say that.
That's gonna be a logo to rock in the future NHL games.
The alternate logo, I have a question with that. I have a question with that alternate logo. This looks like a Palm Springs sort. I know that you guys, I know that Seattle's AHL plan was to have a team down in Palm Springs. I suspect that your Coachella Valley and Palm Springs, correct me if I'm wrong, the viewers watching, it's like an hour drive from Palm Springs to Coachella Valley. And I'm not saying like that this is not a bad logo. I'm not saying that. I really like it. But you're not literally in Palm Springs. You're literally in the valley. Now that.
I mean, yeah, this definitely looks like a Panthers kind of alternate logo that they could use, but other than that, I feel like it looks fine.
Yeah. And the word mark, I'm going to give this a W because they're using the word mark from the Seattle Kraken.
Yeah.
And I'm going to X that out. Oh, love the logo. And now we're moving on. We got some Blackhawks news. A good Blackhawks news that we're going to give a round of applause because Jeremy Colliden, Blackhawks fans, congratulations. You're not done booing when the people announces Paulton's name.
Yeah, well, this was the fact it even lasted this long is ridiculous, man. He was such a below average coach for the past 2 years. I don't know why they kept him around, but they did. And obviously they realized their mess up. We're going to go. We know the season's lost. It's going to be a rough year for us. Let's go give our Ice Hogs head coach some love. And if he isn't the right man moving forward, simple. We get John Tortorella in free agents or whenever the season ends. Tortorella going to Chicago. You heard it here first.
Hashtag push for Tortorella.
No, there's no pushing for Tortorella. It's just he's just going to sign there.
How about this?
There ain't no pushing. He ain't got to make no points. He's just a decent coach.
How about this? Hashtag hire Tortorella.
Yes. Hashtag hire Tortorella. That's sick.
How about this? Hashtag hire Peter Chiarelli next offseason.
Nah, Tortorella.
and we're breaking Sad Brass Bonanza.
Womp, 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 womp. Lost their first game of the year to Florida. They were going to lose eventually, and that night was the night Anthony Dunclair thought, I'll get 3 points tonight.
Congrats, Florida.
Yeah, I don't think the Panthers have won a game since they won this one. So maybe being Carolina was bad luck for them.
Congratulations, Arizona. You finally got your first win this year.
It's about time. It only took you a miracle performance by Lawson Crouse and Scott Wedgwood to get it done, but you got it done. You beat the Kraken in a bizarre game. And again, Lawson Crouse and Scott Wedgwood just had to play out of their minds to win. Bill Kessel as well. He had a pretty good game that night. But, well, we ain't having an undefeated team and we ain't having a winless team. All is back to normal.
Thank God. Anyway, yeah, Arizona. Shane Wright incoming.
Oh, that's right, Shane Wright. He gets to become Jack Eichel 2.0. I feel bad for him.
All right, next we have to give someone a round of applause. Someone broke the franchise goal leader in Florida. Mr. Alexander Barkov, ladies and gentlemen.
Gotta love the Finland natives getting the job done. Passing Olli Jokinen. Most points by a Panther. That's great. That is absolutely tremendous. Great for the franchise. Won a couple of Selkies already. This guy is the future. And, usually I criticize the Panthers a lot for overpaying a lot of their players. This is a guy who's not getting enough money. This guy, him and Huberdeau, have just been around since 2014. They have really guided the franchise back on path. Two of the top three greatest forwards, Barkov especially. Call me crazy. I'm going to call Barkov the Panthers' GOAT behind Luongo. Hot take of the day, ladies and gentlemen. But Barkov is already the second greatest Florida Panther.
Yep. All right, next topic. This is a rookie from the Capitals, but I think he deserves a round of applause for an amazing start to an NHL. Hendrix Lapierre, ladies and gentlemen. He sent down to the Katie Bathurst Titan in the QMJHL. We gave it a round of applause for having the fantastic start.
Yeah, absolutely. He scored a goal in his debut. And, it was looking very good for a little bit. Nothing wrong with getting sent back down for further development. There's no issue with that. He's in his first year. He's starting to succeed expectations. Hey, I'm sure he'll be back this year. I don't think he's staying.
The problem is that if he is, he cannot return to the NHL once he's in junior.
I was about to say he's probably in junior league, yeah. So he will be back next season, but I cannot wait to see some more of Hendrix Lapierre. He's been impressive so far.
Yeah.
I wish they demoted him down to the AHL, though. I would have loved to see him come back this year.
Here's why. So he has to be 20 if he's eligible to play like in full-time pro. His birthday is on February 9th. He's 19 now. So, once he hits 20, he may come once the season is done for the QMJHL, it's possible to play in Hershey. If Hershey makes the playoffs. But I think next year, the whole 2022-23 season, he's going to end up in Hershey the whole year.
You think so? I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, really, other than like Nick Dowd and maybe Daniel Sprong, I really don't think he can really replace anyone on that Capitals forward core right now anyway. You don't want to rush any players. If they're starting to develop or the NHL's getting, it's too large for them right now, that's okay. Send him back down to junior hockey. Have him play in Hershey next year. Maybe call him up sometime during next year and see how he does. But yeah, so far I've been impressed with him and definitely can't wait to see him back next year.
Yeah. All right, next.
Yeah.
Now we're going to go to Anaheim. Mr. Bob Murray.
No, this is okay. Sometimes life is bigger than hockey, and in this regard, it clearly was. Dealing with alcohol issues, he wanted to cut the ties. He's like, I want to hold this team back. I want to find some help for myself. I want to try to fight my personal demons. Stepping down was the only way he was going to make both sides satisfied, himself and the franchise. You don't want him to be a distraction, and wish him best of luck on his rehab.
Yeah, like Bob Murray, I would say this, and this is an opinion, probably one of the greatest GMs in Anaheim Ducks history.
Probably is the best in Anaheim history.
One reason why is that he's been the GM and the head coach.
Yeah.
Of the Ducks. He's literally got. I would say he's literally doing like junior style or.
Yeah.
We wish the best of luck for Bob Murray.
Absolutely.
And now we're going some Colorado news. This one starts with Nishushkin.
Oh, yeah. This was not good. What is this? This is awful. This just sucks. There's no way to put about this. I haven't really heard much information about this, though. So that makes me happy in a way. Because, again, I haven't heard much about it. But in reality, this sucks. Hopefully it doesn't carry over and lead to a distraction to the Avalanche. Really unfortunate. But, hopefully everything will get resolved soon. If Nichushkin is, if he did do something wrong, well, give him the banhammer. That's how I roll. If you do these types of actions, you don't deserve another shot in the league. If he's innocent, fine, keep him around. But a lot is weighing here in his career.
Now next up, Nathan MacKinnon. He will miss at least 3 weeks due to a lower body injury.
Yeah, this is just unfortunate, but at least it's only for 3 weeks. He should be back, obviously, within sometime in early December. And hopefully Colorado can just kind of get back on track. That's what they need to do. And just unfortunate, rotten timing what's going on with the Avalanche right now. But hopefully they can rebound and, get McKinnon back in a few weeks and all be well.
Next topic. Someone got their first NHL win against Detroit.
Oh, yes.
We have to get some round of applause again. Zach Bukali.
Oh, Canadian fans are so sad. They're thinking what could have been. But now he's on Washington. And how about that? First career shutout on his first career game, beating the Red Wings 2-0 the other night. Big props to Zach Bukali. I've always been a big fan of him from his QMJHL days, and very solid goalie. And I don't know why it took him this long to get his first ever start, but he did well in Hershey last year, and it was nice to see him get a win.
Woo! Next we go. Our true nostalgia of the week. There's two. One of them is a player, and a jersey that actually put.
That's right.
Coburn and the Atlanta Thrashers.
Oh, that looks so cool. We actually posted a Thrashers jersey photo. Ain't that something, ladies and gents?
Yeah.
I gotta tell you one thing, though. Pretty good career by Brent Coburn. Now, I know he was drafted by the, Thrashers, and he was really only a big name with the Flyers, but overall, still a pretty strong career, if you ask me. He still had, I think it was over 200 career points, 900 plus games played. I don't know if he's going to go in the Marian Gaborik conversation talk. We'll pump the brakes on that. But overall, a very good career for a very solid defenseman.
Yeah, I mean, Brandon Coburn, I remember watching him play in Philadelphia.
Yep.
And he's just been solid. Like he's someone who stays at the second pair for the rest of his career. He plays on the top pair if someone's injured.
Just a very solid defenseman overall. You couldn't really find any flaws. Definitely his strengths pointed out. And, especially with the Flyers, he was very good in the early 2010s. And then he obviously fell off with age, and he played 4 games with the Islanders last year and did next to nothing. But still a pretty good defenseman overall. And, I was very impressed with him throughout his entire career.
And another one, we're going to have to give another round of applause.
Another one. We giving round of applauses like candy today.
Yes. Ovechkin moved over Brett Hall. Woo! Ovechkin passed Brett Hall against Columbus.
On a absolute mission, Alex Ovechkin is chasing Ovi's record, and he's got about 4 or 5 years to do so. At first, when we first started this podcast, I thought Ovechkin becoming the NHL all-time leading goal scorer was a pipe dream, but now, with the start he's having to the year, what does he have, like 15 points in like 11 games or something? It ain't out of the question. And again, if he stays this productive for another 3-4 years, there is a chance he can do it. Yeah, forget what I just said. He has 24 points in 14 games this year. And obviously with that goal last night, puts him at 742 for his career. The record is 894 by Gretzky.
153 goals away.
I'm telling you, man, it is within possibility. If Ovechkin just doesn't get injured, there's a chance. There is definitely a chance.
If Ovechkin sits at 893, if Powerskateshow still exists, we're going.
Oh, and he retires at 893.
He better not.
Oh dear, that'd be something.
I'm actually picturing what would it be like when Ovechkin reaches 893 goals.
If Ovechkin becomes the all-time leading goal scorer, can we please just have Nicholas Backstrom get the assist?
Yes!
That would be sick. If it was Oshie to Backstrom to Ovechkin, and Ovechkin hits his legendary one-time shot on the power play. If he ever passes Gretzky, that's the way to do it.
Because let me tell you, Ovechkin and Backstrom have been the whole entire franchise icons for the entire 2010s.
Yes.
And now, let's head over to Puck Report. Puck Report with another appearance. This is only 2 topics that we're going to discuss. First topic, Rick Nash. Have his number retired Number 61, March 5th against the Boston Bruins. And I have questions with the matchup.
Yeah, I was looking at this too. Like, listen, I'm a Bruins fan. Great. I'll probably be commentating this game. But I'm also like, why the Bruins? You know what would have been smart, right? Blue Jackets, Rangers. Yes, Rick Nash played on the Bruins too. Nobody associates Rick Nash with the Bruins. They associate him with the Rangers and the team who will be retiring their first ever jersey in Columbus. Maybe they want to do first team, last team. I don't get it. They should have waited for the next time the Blue Jackets play the Rangers, and that's when they should have done it. I don't get it. Again, and I don't think this is a nationally televised game either. We talked about this a million times. Alex can go on that rant.
I am looking it up right now. And you know, whenever it comes to jersey retirements,
they gotta be nationally televised.
Exactly. All right, what's the date? March 5th. All right, cool.
Day before my birthday, actually. Would you look at that? It's going to be on a Saturday night. Expect a broadcast, actually.
Yes. Well, a good birthday gift for Grant.
Yeah, the only good birthday gift I'm going to get is if the Bruins actually win.
Breaking news. It's locally televised.
Yeah, I knew it. I'm like, listen, if guys like Hendrik Lundqvist and Pekka Rinne are getting retired and they aren't nationally televised, they aren't going to do it for Rick Nash. Especially Bruins, Blue Jackets, that's not the best matchup in the world to be nationally televised either. What do you know? The NHL botched another jersey retirement. Hate to see it.
And also, if the Caps retire Ovechkin's number, it has to be national televised.
I don't even know, man. I mean, if you aren't showing Lundqvist, Ovechkin may get the shaft. In fact, everyone besides the names of Hal Gretzky and Lemieux may get the shaft. Even Crosby will probably get the shaft when he gets his jersey retired. The way how it is. It sucks, but it's the way how it is. NHL refusing to adapt to good marketing ideas, and you hate to see it.
Last topic of the day. Senators defenseman.
We're going to show puck reports, but not my posts. What is this garbage?
What?
I posted this 11 hours before puck report, ladies and gentlemen.
Senators defenseman Eric Brandstrom is expected to miss at least 6 to 8 weeks after suffering broken hand blocking the shot.
Yeah, that's just a whole entire unfortunate moment. Brandstrom, one of the higher upside defensemen in the NHL, especially for that young team in Ottawa. It really sucks that, he had to break his hand. He's going to be missing roughly 2 months now, but hopefully he comes back and, continues to do well. I know he only played in 2 games this year, I believe, and didn't register a point. But, again, this is a cornerstone Ottawa wants to build around for the future. They want to mess up his development, so hopefully this injury doesn't linger long term.
Yeah, and if we take a look at the comments, bye-bye trade value. This guy cannot catch a break. Bust. Remember when they got him for Stone? Yeah, we remember that pain. Bust.
Dang.
Eric Brandstrom, no slander for Brandstrom.
No slander for Brandstrom.
Brandstrom, he deserves probably 4 years with no slander. You got me, Sens fans? You got it? We told you.
Don't be slandering them because they're injury prone.
Yeah.
That's so stupid. I hate that. Like, if you want to slander a player because they're bad or they do something like illegal or ridiculous, that's fair. If you want to slander a player because they're constantly injured or on bad teams, pump the brakes.
Yeah, like Sam Steele.
Sam Steele. Yeah, he's a great player on a bad team. No doubt he's not going to be scoring 60, 70 points a season like he was projected to when he came out of college. Hate to break the news here, the Ducks aren't catering to his needs.
Yeah, Sam Steele deserves the year with no slander. You know what? We'll give Brandstrom. He deserves like 4 years with no slander. Because Netsov, he deserves slander. Well, kind of, but let's see.
Because Netsov deserves all the slander in the world, by the way.
Apokako.
Yeah.
Probably in about 5 minutes. He deserves 5 minutes with no slander.
5 minutes. That's more like it.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, and probably the guys who we talked about, they don't need slander. We'll let you guys know who you guys can control on. And that's gonna wrap up for season 4, episode 14. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to tune in from our pre-recording. If you guys really like this podcast, please hit the like button. I greatly appreciate the lots of us. That's gonna make us do more podcast videos in the near future. And with that, do you guys want to follow our personal social media accounts? Links will be in the description below. Do you guys want to follow Powerskateshow for news, updates when we go live, and all that such? Or probably let you guys know who to slander. The links will be in the description below. Do you guys want to follow Fluster Sports Zone? If you're a Powerskate fan, like we said, you're required to follow Fluster Sports Zone. And subscribe to his YouTube channel.
And subscribe to Alex's YouTube channel. It's all requirements here.
Yeah. And yeah, Grant, would you like to add anything, or if I'm missing something?
No, I'd like to thank everyone for tuning in again. Again, Saturdays are our pre-record days if Wednesdays don't work out, and
we're busy people, so just to let you know.
We are busy people. We're in high school, especially me. I've been doing college stuff the past 2 weeks, which is why I've been very unactive on my own channel, not just Powerskate. Don't worry. So we are busy people. We'll get to the weekly show. Patience is key. And with that, hope you enjoy the rest of your evening. And Alex, enjoy the rest of your afternoon.
Yeah. And also tell all your friends that in the future of jersey retirements, tell ESPN, ABC, what's the third one? TNT or
TNT, TBS.
Locally, not locally, on national TV. You got me? Have a good night, everybody. And NHL Network as well. Now have a good night.